We appreciate everyone coming in tonight. Today is definitely going to be useful. If you need to take notes, I encourage each and every one of y'all to take notes because it's going to most definitely help you in regards to your journey. Right now, we're in week 4 of our 7 weeks to summer. If you're new, we've been doing our 7 weeks to summer over the last couple of weeks, just getting us prepared for summer, mentally, physically, emotionally, just, changing our way of thinking, to more of a mentally tough being. And the last couple of weeks have been amazing. Just a recap of week 4 and the weeks that have progressed prior. We checked weight and body fat percentage, and I can honestly say that the results have been amazing. Everyone has been seeing results. Whether your results are coming slower or your results are you just knocking it out the park, everyone in some degree is seeing results. So that lets us know that we're taking our nutrition serious. We're coming to our workouts. We're learning to understand the program. So now we're creating lifestyle changes. So I just want to definitely give y'all your kudos in regards to, reaching your goals. It's been amazing. Now, if your results are kind of on the slower end, what I will encourage you to do is reevaluate your current habits and see if it aligns with our nutrition guidelines. So, looking at what you're doing, looking at our do's, looking at our don'ts, and just seeing how you're structuring your day. And if it aligns with what we're doing, you'll absolutely see results. Like that's the main concern, just looking at what you're currently doing and then, kind of getting away from what we're used to. But as we go throughout our journey and we learn more about ourselves, we understand the program a little bit more, it's going to make a lot more sense. And then just making sure during week 4 that we're completing our stretches. Those are our tasks. So our theme this week is, of course, increased flexibility and mobility. And Coach Rashad, he's been posting stretches every single day. So make sure that you complete those tasks every single day and post them on Telegram. And the last thing, for the recap is I can't stress enough how important posting your meals on Telegram is. The only reason why we want you to post your meals, one, is for accountability. And two, that's the only way that we can monitor what you're eating. So when you're posting and we're looking at it, we can see, okay, the portion sizes look correct. You're eating within the right phases, which is very, very important. That's the only way to repair your metabolism is if we're eating within our phases. But if we don't see what you're eating, we're not going to be able to help you, and we don't want to just go off of what you tell us. We want to go off of the proof. So you may not be able to post, or you might forget to post one meal, but try to make it a priority to post your meals so we can at least help you, right? But all in all, week 4 has been amazing. We got 3 more weeks after this week for our 7 weeks to summer. We're looking to see some extreme results, and it's just going to be amazing, y'all. I can't wait for it. So the purpose for today's meeting is really just understanding, really, really understanding, one, your meal guide or your meal plan and how to align it with your life and your schedule, understanding your activity levels, and then really just understanding and making the right steps to create lifestyle changes that are, most importantly, sustainable. We want, as we're progressing in life, this to be, a journey that you can look later down the line and be like, oh, I could do this. And even if you have a slip up here, there, you'll be able to, pick up where you left off and, still achieve your goals, but it has to be sustainable. That's the main concern. So today is really just understanding self, but most importantly, figuring out how to implement what we do and make it work for your lifestyle. Because you may be new, you may be starting on Monday. This may be your first week. You may been with us for a couple of months, or you've been with us for a couple of years. But as time progresses, just making sure that you understand what's needed to be done to get to the next level, because that's the main priority, is you always building and creating different positive habits to become your best self. Right. So question that I want to ask y'all, it's not something that you got to put in the chat, but what is more important, your exercise or your nutrition? Of course, we all know the nutrition is the most important thing in regards to us reaching our results, right? Us reaching our goals is going to be 80% nutrition, 20%. I put nutrition 2 times, but 80% nutrition, 20% exercise, right? 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. So we cannot outwork a bad diet. You can work out and come to the gym all day, every day, but if our nutrition is not where it needs to be, we will absolutely see no results. No results. You might get stronger, but you're not going to look any different. So we got to make sure that our nutrition is on point. So a question that I want to ask y'all, and this is where I want y'all to put it in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, please, everybody in this chat, I want you to write this down in the chat. This is going to help us help you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you really don't understand, 10 being you fully understand, how do you rate your level of understanding in regards to knowing the fast metabolism? Like knowing it like the back of your hand, knowing the phases, knowing what to eat, how to substitute your meals, how to look at the recipes, how to, go eat when you're going out to eat, when you're going out to dinner. How well do you understand the fast metabolism? We got some 7s, okay, we got some 4s, we got some 8s. All right, we got a lot of people in this chat, y'all. Let's get these numbers. Okay, we got a 5, okay. 5, okay, that's good, that's good. 5, okay, that's good, that's good. Let's get a few more numbers in there, y'all. I want everybody to participate with this because this is what's going to help us go from a 5 to a 10, right? So I need everybody to participate in this group. And really, if you got to take notes, you take notes. But from a scale of 1 to 10, we got some 7s, 4s, 8s, a few 5s. We got a few more people, y'all. We got a 4. Okay, cool. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Those are the numbers that I was 1. I haven't read anything yet. Okay, yeah, you just started. That's cool. Okay, I love it. Love it. All right. So this is why this right here is going to be extremely important, right? Because we need to understand what we're doing to see the results. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to implement that into our life if we understand, right? So I'm glad that y'all gave me your feedback. So first things first, what is the purpose of the fast metabolism program? It's to repair the metabolism. I know we stated that multiple times, many times before, but repairing the metabolism, that's going to allow your body to process the food correctly without worrying about excess weight gain. So if you go out to eat over the weekend and you might have had, lunch and dinner and you didn't have no business eating those food, if your metabolism is slow, you may gain 4 or 5 pounds over the weekend. But with a fast metabolism, your body's now prepared and you won't have to really worry about gaining that excess weight with a healed and repaired metabolism. So repairing your metabolism and the fast metabolism program is going to heal your body as a whole. That goes for your hormonal issues, menopause, if you got thyroid issues, blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol issues. The fast metabolism program is designed to heal you from the inside out. So you no longer have those issues, but the first 28 days is the most important factor within your journey. We can't stress that enough. Your first 28 days is basically your healing process for you to achieve your goals. Like you will see so much results within the first 28 days. And then your body will be in a repaired state to the point where if you do slip up, if you have something you don't have any business eating, your body now will be ready. But your first 28 days, your first 4 weeks, it's only 4 weeks, is the most important. It's crucial to get that right? So what I'm going to do is play this short video breaking down our 3 phases, because with our fast metabolism, we break down our phases a week into 3 phases. Phase 1 is Monday, Tuesday. Phase 2, Wednesday, Thursday. And then our weekend, which is the best phase, is going to be phase 3. So I'm going to play this real fast and then we'll Get y'all going.
Metabolism diet. There are 3 distinct phases you cycle through in a week. Phase 1 is 2 days long.
Coach, I'm not sure if you're able to hear the volume.
You can't hear it?
No, none of us can hear.
I can hear the volume.
You gotta share the volume. You gotta share the audio when you hit the share settings.
Hold on.
It started off playing the audio and then it just went out.
For real? All right, hold on. Y'all hear it?
No, if you go into your Zoom settings,
Uh-huh.
and you have to when you share your screen, you gotta share the audio.
Share sound.
Cycle through in a week.
Y'all hear it?
Yes.
Yep.
Phase 1 is 2 days long.
All right, perfect. All right. Thank you for that.
Metabolism diet. There are 3 distinct phases you cycle through in a week. Phase 1 is 2 days long, and this is where we begin to unwind stress. This is all about letting go of stress and gently persuading your metabolism that it's no longer in an emergency storage situation. There are no oils when cooking, but you can substitute veggie or chicken stock or use coconut aminos for a delicious stir fry. In this phase, you'll eat proteins like chicken and egg whites, and carbohydrate-rich foods like brown rice, quinoa, and oatmeal, along with fruits high in natural sugars like mangoes and pineapple. Since these foods give you so much quick energy, one day of vigorous cardio is the perfect exercise for Phase 1. Phase 2 of the fast metabolism diet lasts 2 days as well, but is designed to unlock stored fat. It's all about stimulating the body's release of fat. If you started your diet on a Monday, you will be on Phase 2 Wednesday and Thursday. Now you will eat lots of lean protein, like chicken, lamb, and beef, along with rich green vegetables like kale, spinach, asparagus, and collard greens. But remember, no oils or grains, and the only fruits allowed are lemons and limes. This is the time to do at least 1 day of strength training. Focus on heavy weights with low reps, which will seriously increase your fat scavenging muscle development. Not only are you burning your food for fuel, but you're also beginning to burn your fat for fuel. Now let's talk about Phase 3 in the fast metabolism diet. Unleash the burn. This exciting, powerful phase lasts 3 whole days, and it's where we begin to speed up the metabolism by increasing the rate of burn. In this phase, you're going to bring back healthy fats. You'll be cooking with healthy oils like olive oil, grapeseed, coconut, sesame oil, and eating things like avocados, hummus, raw nuts, and seeds. I always enjoy cooking in this phase. And best of all, this is where you really start to see changes in your body, meaning a flatter belly and ironed out cellulite. Don't forget, you must do one stress-reducing activity, like yoga, meditation, or yes, even a massage.
All right, perfect. All right. So, all right. So for the most part, everybody has either started the fast metabolism program or you completed the your first 28 days of the fast metabolism program. If you're someone who's starting Monday, of course, we still have to do our Zoom meeting. You've watched your videos, you got to answer your question. We'll do our Zoom meeting over the weekend, and then you'll understand the program even more. But first things first, a question that a lot of people ask is, do you need to follow the do's and the don'ts forever? Everybody should have already looked over the do's and the don'ts. It's very, very important that we look at our do's and don'ts found in our overview PDF, and we know this PDF like the back of our hand, because that's gonna make or break your results in regards to speeding up your metabolism. So look over the do's and the don'ts again. But to answer the question on do we need to follow the do's and the don'ts forever is it's crucial for the first 28 days, 1000%. Like we're only going to give you our recommendations of what's going to produce the maximum benefit. So it's definitely crucial to follow the do's and the don'ts for the first 28 days, because we don't want to sabotage the healing process. Like, let's say, for instance, your first 28 days, you're having refined sugar, or you're having coffee, which will stress the adrenal glands, which will prohibit your repaired metabolism. That's going to slow down your process, right? So we want to make sure that the first 28 days is crucial, right? That's going to give your body time to heal and repair. And if you're somebody who tried the fast metabolism for the first 28 days, but you did not succeed, we recommend trying it again, because if your metabolism is still slow, no matter what you do, whether you start eating nothing but salads and chicken and things along those lines, your body's still going to hold on to fat. So if you did not complete the first 28 days in its entirety, we recommend you trying it again. But after your metabolism is healed, you can implement certain things that will be on the don't list in moderation. So let's say, for instance, you went out to eat, or you had a cocktail and it had some, some juice in it, right? That's moderation. Doing things in moderation after your metabolism is healed is okay. But before that, we need to make sure that our metabolism is in a repaired state, which is why the first 28 days is very important. So after you get to a healed place in a repaired state, if you go out to eat, you have something you really didn't have any business doing, let's say you had a dessert, you could do that in moderation. But again, we want to make sure that your metabolism is repaired before we even think about that, because the fast metabolism program is made to support is not made to support an unhealthy diet, but it's made to support a healthy lifestyle. So if I'm eating well throughout the week and I do have a cheat meal, my body is now prepared to fight it off. I don't have to worry about gaining that weight. But if I'm eating crazy every single day, you're most definitely going to gain the weight back, But the fast metabolism will definitely support a healthy lifestyle. But if you do mess up, it's all good. It's okay. Just return back to regular schedule and then get back to it as soon as possible, but just keep on going. Keep on going. Because we're going to have times where we slip up. You're going to have times where you may have an event, or maybe the holidays, or you may be with family, and you may not be eating your best. But I would rather enter those times and engage and enjoy myself during those times, knowing that my metabolism is at a repaired place to where I don't have to worry about coming to the gym on a Monday or Tuesday, jumping on the scale, and I gain 5 pounds. That's more stress than anything. So if we put in the work right now and understand that, hey, 4 weeks is going to come, it's going to go, and then I can start implementing certain things, and then I'll be able to really reach my goal. And if I have a slip up or two along the way, it's not going to be the end of the world. But knowing that I need to go through this healing process in order to reach my goals, if that makes sense. So we recommend, these are all recommendations. We're only going to tell you what you need for the most benefit, but 1000% your first 28 days are crucial. So a question that I want to ask y'all is, a lot of us, majority of us, we've done our Zoom, our meal plan via Zoom. And do you really understand the meal plan that we did via Zoom, right? If you don't understand the meal plan in its entirety, I want you to always align your meals to your phases PDF document. So for an example, attached, I have, this is phase 1. So phase 1 would be your Monday and Tuesday. It's only 2 days. And this is what your day should look like. Oops, no. The diagram on the left is in your phases PDF. So phase 1, you'll have what your day should look like, phase 2 and phase 3. So always refer back to the diagram of what your day should look like. So I have two, on the right, I have 2 different clients. One client that picked the recipes, one client that went in regards to the diagram on the left. So for an example, the recipes are located in the recipes PDF. You don't have to follow any of the recipes, but that's just if you want to try something new. And I encourage you as time progresses to try something new, because you don't want to get bored of your food. So Attached on the left, we have somebody that did all recipes. We know we need a grain and a fruit for breakfast. Boom. They had their oatmeal fruit smoothie. All the directions on how to make it is going to be listed in the rest on the recipe list. Our lunch, we had our chili. It has everything that you need, and it makes up everything that we need in regards to our grains, our proteins, our veggies, etc. Our turkey kale soup for dinner. If we look at our diagram, it has our grains, it has our protein, it has our veggies. And then we know that we need our snack, and then we need 2 snacks, which would be our fruit. We have watermelon, and then we have mangoes. So that's what's gonna make up client 1 who chose all the recipes. Now say for instance, client 2, they don't wanna try any of those recipes. All we need is a grain and a fruit. So if we look at our master list on our PDF, any of those grains that we see, we can choose. So if we want oatmeal, for an example, we can have that. We know also we need a fruit. Any of those fruits on that phase 1 master list, we can choose from. If it's mangoes, if it's pineapples, if it's strawberries, if you wanted to mix 2 fruits, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you pick what's on that list. Same thing goes for the protein with the, same thing goes for our lunch. We know we need a protein, whether it's chicken, whether it's ground turkey, whatever it is, pick anything on that list that you want to try. We know we need a grain, we need a fruit, and we need a veggie for our lunch. So always refer back to the master list and pick anything you want on that list. When it comes to veggies, pick as many veggies you want. You can mix, you can match them, whatever you need to do to spice it up to your liking. But always refer back to what your day should look like. So you're always spicing up your meals. You don't have to eat the same thing every single day. And just make it work for you. Like what may work for me might not work for somebody else, because you may not like to eat the same protein throughout the week. So maybe phase 1 and phase 2, your proteins are different. Maybe one day you had chicken, phase 2, you may have steak. You know, you may be somebody that you don't mind eating chicken throughout the week, so you might cook a lot of chicken and have that for lunch, and then just switch up your pork, you switch up your sides between phase 1 and phase 2. But always refer back to what your day should look like so it makes sense to you. Even when you're going out to eat, if I went out to eat and I put my dinner, I know I need a grain, I need a protein, and I need a veggie. But let me make sure if I go to a restaurant and I know I need a protein, let me make sure that protein's on my list. Let me make sure that grain is on my list. And let me make sure that the veggies are, you know, within on the list as well. So same thing goes if you go out to eat. But of course, for the first 28 days, you want to make sure you cook the majority of your food. Now, if you don't like certain food, let's say we make our meal plan and you don't like it, you don't like a certain food, you do not have to continue to eat it. The goal is for you to look forward to your meals, but what I want you to do is experiment with your food. Try some of the recipes in the PDF. Look up recipes on Google or wherever you need to, and try those as long as they follow our guidelines. There's no soy, no gluten. Certain days we can eat certain things. So as long as you find recipes that follow our guidelines, you'll be good to go. But we want you to experiment with food so you're not getting tired of the food. In all honesty, y'all, we're gonna have to put some work into this. Like, this is not something that we're gonna be able to give you 100%. We're gonna give you all the tools that you need to be successful, but you're gonna have to put in that work, because my taste buds are not like your taste buds. And same thing with the rest of the trainers. You know what you like, you know how you like it. So you gotta experiment with certain things that works for you. It just point blank, period. Like, we could take you to drink to the water, but we can't drink it for you. So you got to put in the work to actually see the result. So try some of the recipes. If you don't like it, it is what it is. You're not going to get it perfect the first day, but at least you try and you're putting in the work to understand the program for yourself. All right. So phase 2, which would typically be Wednesdays and Thursdays, this is the phase that everyone hates. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. If you've tried, if you've been doing the fast metabolism program, Nobody looks forward to phase 2 because it's just protein and veggies. Keep in mind, we're still not able to cook with our healthy fats, so there's no oils as well. This is not the best phase, but it's definitely important. So a couple of tips or tricks that I want to give y'all is, for instance, some of y'all don't like egg whites, right? Phase 1 and phase 2 is little to no fat. We tell y'all no fat because if we say little fat, we know you're gonna go overboard. But phase 1 and 2 is little to no fat. So if you're someone that's not able to just have egg whites by itself, one trick, maybe you use one whole egg and mix that with some egg whites to get enough protein, and you're looking forward to your meal, and mix that with some veggies. If it's spinach, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, whatever you need to do. But if you need to incorporate that one whole egg and mix it with the egg whites to look forward to the meal, that's completely fine. Another thing is, on the fast metabolism program, on phase 2, it says green leafy vegetables. But if you want to incorporate other veggies into that phase, that's fine. Anything except for starchy veggies like sweet potatoes, but you can put your tomatoes, your onions, your mushrooms, your squash, like seasoning. Yes, you can definitely use seasoning. You can definitely you can use seasoning. Season it to your liking, because again, you want to look forward to your food. But in regards to our veggies for phase 2, start incorporate different veggies, tomatoes, onions, mushrooms, squash. So you're looking forward to the food. You know, saute them, because we want you to have lunch, have dinner, have breakfast, and enjoy the meal, right? And if during phase 2 you feel hungry, I want you to double or triple up on the veggies. Remember, veggies are unlimited. You can have as many veggies as you want, whether it's in the salad, it's on the side, whatever it is, veggies are unlimited. So make sure if you feel hungry during phase 2 or for any phase, increase the veggie intake so you're not hungry in between meals, right? So those are just some tips and tricks for phase 2. Cooking without fat for both phase 1 and phase 2. We already you already know that we recommend cooking with organic unsalted veggie broth or coconut aminos, especially for the first 28 days, right? That's what we recommend. If you want the most results, cook with the unsalted veggie broth and coconut aminos. Now, until your goal is met, phase 1 and phase 2, like I said, should be little to no fat. But if it's an absolute no for you, like I can't use the veggie broth, I don't like the coconut aminos. Over the past week, I've done a lot of research, and there is an alternative to the broth and the coconut aminos, and that's the organic, virgin, extra virgin olive oil spray. Making sure that it's non-aerosol, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavor, and the only ingredient is the organic, virgin olive oil. The reason why we say you may be able to use that is because it has no calories and it has no fat. But that's not the recommended option in regards to phase 1 and phase 2. Your recommended option is going to be your coconut aminos and your veggie broth, because that's just what we need to do during the first 28 days. But if it's one thing where you absolutely cannot do it, you just can't stomach it, you feel like it's just something you can't do, this is another option for you. It's not the #1 option. It's still healthy. It's still good for you. Because again, I've done a lot of research on it before I even presented it to you. But again, your bread and butter, your main recommendation is going to be the coconut aminos and the veggie broth. But I will post this in the Telegram if that's something that you want to use. Not for the first 28 days. Veggie broth is going to be better. So again, recommended to cook with the organic unsalted veggie broth or the coconut aminos in phase 1 or phase 2. But that other thing is the the other one is an option as well if you just can't stomach it. So another question that people ask is during the first 28 days, can they incorporate protein powder? We don't recommend doing it your first 28 days because again, we want to heal the metabolism. But if you do get on protein powder after your 28 days because we're looking to build muscle, lose more fat, etc., go towards more plant-based protein powders. Make sure that you avoid the gluten, the dairy, the soy, and make sure the protein powders are not high in sodium. So there's a picture of the protein powder that I use. I get that in, you can get it in the vitamin shop, GNC. I usually get the vanilla flavor, but the protein is pretty high. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, no added sugars, exactly what we're doing within our fast metabolism program. So this is a great protein powder if you want to start incorporating protein after your 28 days to get the amount of protein that you need to build the muscle, lose the fat, etc. This could even be something that you use on a phase 2 snack, like say after you get done with your 28 days. You know, we need a protein and we need a veggie. So if we have, you know, a protein shake with some veggies, boom, that's a perfect alternative after we get done with our 28 days, you know, because we need that protein to build that muscle. So grocery shopping. Before I get into grocery shopping, y'all, keep in mind, if anybody needs assistance going to the grocery store, we will come to the grocery store with you. We will literally set up a time where we pull up to the grocery store, help you understand the program, help you understand what foods that you need. Just feel free to reach out. You know, that's why we're your coaches. We'll most definitely make an effort to pull up on you. But just make sure when we're going to the grocery store, we're paying attention to our ingredients when purchasing our food, right? If you can't pronounce the ingredient, it doesn't belong in your body. So make sure you're getting, somebody said something?
No.
Oh, my bad. All right, just make sure that if you can't pronounce the ingredient, it doesn't belong in your body. Make sure you're buying organic as much as possible, even in regards to your fruits. So I make sure when I get my fruits, everything's organic because, you know, so much preservatives, it's too much stuff on that fruit. And we don't want to put all these toxins into our body. So make sure that you buy organic as much as possible. And let's start paying attention to these labels, these ingredients, because we don't want to put all these toxins into our body. And we wonder why we may be feeling sluggish. We wonder why we may be aching, you know, back hurting, things along those lines. That may be some stuff that we're putting into our body. So just be mindful of the ingredients. Make sure that we're avoiding, again, the ingredients that you can't pronounce and all of your artificial sweeteners. So anything from the sucralose to any of these other names that you see, if you see that on the back within your ingredients, make sure you avoid it at all costs because this is detrimental to your metabolism, 1000%. Just being more mindful of what we put into our body. So again, if you have any questions when you're at the grocery store and you need anything, just most definitely reach out. So when we go out to eat, of course, it's recommended to cook your own food for the first 28 days. But if you eat out, again, just make sure that the food are within the phase. So always refer back to your phases PDF. Like looking at your overview page and looking at your phases PDF is going to be your bread and butter because you absolutely know how your day will go. You know what your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack should look like. So if you're going out to eat, right, just make sure, okay, it's lunch or it's dinner. I know on phase 3, I can have my proteins, I can have my veggies, I can have my grains. Phase 3, we can incorporate our healthy fats as well. So going out to eat is not going to be hard. You know, so if you eat out in moderation, that's not going to slow down your metabolism, but it will not slow down your metabolism only when your metabolism is healed. So that's why the first 28 days is extremely important because we want to get into a repaired state. We don't want to just jump out the gate day 1 and going out to eat, you know, because again, these restaurants, they don't care how they prepare the food. They don't care about you. They're just worried about it tasting good so you come back. So we need to make sure that we're in a healthy state to when we do go to these restaurants, because we like to go out to eat, our body is in a repaired state. So when I leave and go back to regular schedule on Monday, I'm still in a good place. And again, with going out to eat, just remember cheat meals, not cheat days. Do not go a whole day going crazy. Like that's a no-go. If you have a cheat meal, that's fine. But don't go a whole day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinking alcohol. Let's not do that. Let's make mindful decisions, because again, we're looking to create a lifestyle and not just something short term. All right? This is going to be in your overview PDF portion sizes. Keep in mind, we don't do any calorie counting. None of our clients who've seen extreme results count calories. But it's very, very important that you go to your overview PDF to see your portion ranges according to the phase. So if you know if you're someone trying to lose 20 pounds or less, you have a certain portion size you need to stick within. You want to lose more than 20 pounds, you have a certain portion size you need to stick in. Phase one, the amount of grains that you eat in phase one is going to be different than the amount of grains that you eat in phase three. You can still eat them, but the portion sizes are going to be different, which is why we need to refer back to an overview PDF so we understand the portion sizes. And that's what's going to make your life a lot easier and the results come a lot quicker. So what I want you to do right now, y'all, is just take the time, whether it's this weekend, whenever it is, to understand the program. Rewatch the videos that were sent to you via email. Look at the phases PDF. Look at the diagrams of what your day should look like. Look up recipes to try in the PDFs or on Google. And if you have any questions, reach out. We can't read your mind, but we're going to be here for you. So understand the program. That's the only way you're going to receive the results that you desire, is understanding the program. So all four of these things, if that's what you need to do, rewatch the videos. If you got to watch that video 10 times, it is what it is until you understand it. If you got to hit us up every day, you put some work in, you have a question. If you have a question and we see that you're applying yourself and you just have a question to kind of refresh your memory, it's all good, but you got to put in the work. Look up some recipes, understand the phases, but just understanding the program is what's really going to help you create and see the results that you're looking to see. So the task for this week is just, in all honesty, just making yourself a priority. Stick with your meal guide. Like, we got 3 weeks left after this week till summer. So just making sure that our meal plan is a priority, right? And then I want us to do some activity every single day, and I want us to post it in Telegram, right? Either 25 push-ups every day next week. If you can't do push-ups, do 30 to 50 crunches every single day. And I want you to post it on Telegram. Even if you're not somebody who likes to record yourself or post, let's just do something to where at the end of the week, we like, wow, I actually accomplished something. I actually did this. I put my mind to do it and I actually did it. I stuck with my meal plan and I did some form of activity. I did push-ups every day or my 30 to 50 crunches every day. Something, I did it. I feel better about myself. And no, you may not see a change right then, but when I start implementing good habits day after day, week after week, you start becoming a different being. You start developing more mental toughness, and now it's just a way of life. But you're not going to see the results immediately. That's why we continue to do it over and over. So I'll post this on Telegram, just making yourself a priority, making sure your meal plans are on point, and then just doing our activities every single day. With that being said, I'm going to open up the floor. I know that was a lot. I recorded this and I'm going to post this in Telegram if you got to look back on anything, but I will open up the floor for some questions, because this is the time where we want to, get anything answered, nip anything in the butt, whatever we need, this is going to be the time. So right now I open up the floor. You can unmute yourself if you need anything, clarification for anything, but right now it'd be the time.
Hey there. I just signed up. Was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yep.
So I would make the assumption that if a food is not on any of the lists, then it's something that we should not be eating.
Correct. At least for the first 28 days.
Okay. And if we would, okay. You just respond, Coach Rashad just responded to my question in the chat and the Telegram about the Saturday. Okay. I was asking about the protein powders.
Okay. Perfect. Any more questions? Collagen. Yeah, collagen is fine.
Yay. I have another question. I have liquid aminos. I haven't got the coconut aminos yet. Would that be okay to cook with
If
for
it's
phase
the
2?
Bragg coconut liquid aminos, no, because that has soy in it.
Oh, dang. Okay. I got to clean out my pantry. All right.
You know, you definitely want to avoid soy, gluten, dairy, especially for the first 28 days.
Okay.
But the coconut aminos are very, very good.
Do you go to Whole Foods or Sprouts?
I sometimes I really just go to Publix. I ain't gonna lie. I just go to Publix.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna open up for a few more questions. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. We had a lot of 5s, a lot of 4s, a lot of 6s, 7s. So if we have questions, right now is the time to ask, because when we measure y'all next week and the week after that, we should be seeing extreme results. So if we got questions, we gotta ask. And if I don't, I'm just assuming, hey, we know everything.
I have a question. So I think I have done my like 28 days, and I know that there's no I didn't see plantains on there, but sometimes I like to have like boiled plantains. Is that okay if I could implement that in my diet?
Plantain, I'm gonna be honest. If you could do that in moderation, but because we haven't reached our goal yet, D,
Yeah.
I would still stay within our guidelines. Because let me ask you this, and just be 100% honest. Your first 28 days, did you do it straight up and down, no cheat, no nothing?
Yeah, not exactly.
Exactly. So your metabolism at this particular time may not be here completely. So we may be backtracking if we start implementing certain things like the plantain, you know. So I would, in all honesty, avoid that right now to get to where we're supposed to be. You know, if you have it every now and again, that's cool, but I wouldn't recommend you having that like on a weekly basis and incorporating that into your meal plan, because we didn't go the first 28 days in its entirety, you know, so we still need to repair our metabolism and go through the healing process, so we're able to, when you do have the plantain, the body is, you know, adapting to it correctly, and it's not holding on to fat. You know, your body now is ready for it. So I wouldn't recommend that, but you know, in moderation, cool. I would recommend you trying to go the whole 28 days to really repair the metabolism.
Okay. I might try to put it here and there because what my biggest struggle is with is sugar.
Yes.
And when it gets to a point where if I take it out completely, then I will probably have one day where I will have a big bunch of sugar, whether it be a lot of fruit, like way too much fruit, because I just want that sugar. So what I'm trying to come at is a place where I am giving myself a little bit of sugar and then mostly following the guidelines. Because right now, my source of sugar is fruit.
Right.
And once I get to that day where I'm eating fruit, then I just want to have fruit with sugar.
Yes. And that's the whole point of it. Like phase one is when we want to overload with our fruits. We want to have our mangoes. We want to have our pineapples. We want to have our strawberries, watermelons. We want to have that within those days. And then over the weekend, we still can have fruit as well. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're not having our fruit that's, has that much sugar, but we're still having our peaches, our plums, our berries. So we're still able to have fruit 5 out of the 7 days. We just can't have it Wednesday and Thursday.
So then with fruit, there's nothing like, because some people I've heard and I've seen some people say when you have a lot of the fructose, the sugar in the fruit is also way too much sugar.
Exactly. But see, the thing about it is if it's too much sugar, if your metabolism is not in a repaired state, it's gonna most definitely hold on to fat, which is why phase one is 2 days, and that's when we have our fruits that are higher in sugar, our pineapples, our mangoes. If you look on the list of phase three, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we no longer have those fruits that are high in sugar. So we don't have our mangoes, our watermelons, our kiwis. We don't have things like that. We may have, our berries. We may have peaches, our plums, our pears. Those have less sugar because, of course, if you have that much sugar that many days in a row, yeah, it may be too much. But because we cycle on and off of food, now our body is able to process it correctly.
Okay.
So when you do have that craving for the sugar, most definitely have your fruit, especially if it's phase one. What I love to do for phase three when I do have a craving, I don't know if people like almond butter, but I'll cut up my peaches. I'll cut up my peaches and I will put some almond butter on my peaches. I don't know if anybody tried that, but that's my go-to for fruit over the weekend. If you haven't tried it, it's A1. I recommend you trying it. But just figuring out what works for you so you're looking forward to the meal.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. And if you do struggle going forward, again, just reach out. We'll figure out what'll work for you. And we'll make it happen.
All right.
Any more questions, y'all?
One more for me.
Yes.
Jackfruit and hearts of palm. Are those too starchy for any of the phases?
If it's not on the list, it's not recommended
Okay.
for the first 28 days. At least for the first 28 days, just because of the level of sugar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I found hearts of palm. It's okay in phase three, but no jackfruit. Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I was clear. I kind of missed a portion when he was talking about the Bragg coconut liquid aminos. Did you say we can use it or we can't use it?
Not the Bragg liquid aminos. You want to get coconut aminos.
Yes, that's the one I have. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yup, coconut aminos. Always make sure it has no soy.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Coach,
Yes.
can you eat Beyond Burgers? Because I don't eat meat.
With the Beyond Burgers, Vanessa, it's very Crystal. Were you gonna say something? I saw you unmute yourself. I saw you unmute yourself, Crystal. You can go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I mean to go ahead.
Oh, with the Beyond Burgers, I'm not gonna lie, Vanessa. Those are processed. Those are processed. So, I mean, in regards to burgers, you probably want to make certain ones, like maybe make a black bean burger or, um, figuring out other ways to get away from meat. For somebody like you, definitely incorporating that protein powder would be an exception for someone like you because you went through the fast metabolism and we need to make sure that we're getting enough protein. So maybe incorporating protein powder for you would be what we need to do. But I know when it comes to like the Beyond Burgers and stuff like that, it's very, very processed. And again,
Oh,
we don't want to put that stuff into our body when we're trying to repair.
so I'm not sure what kind of protein I should use for in place of the meat.
What I'm gonna actually do, Coach Rashad, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Coach Rashad, Coach Rashad is vegan. What I'm gonna have him do is Coach Rashad, sometime tomorrow, do you mind putting a list of alternatives that someone may um eat if they're not eating meat at all, no fish, no anything?
I can make a list.
Okay, please do, and then just post that in the Telegram. And then, you know, what we'll do, Vanessa, when we have that list, we can go back to the drawing board, figure out what's needed in regards to, you know, aligning your meals to follow the fast metabolism program, and then we'll be good to go.
Now, I was using that because I thought black beans wasn't good for face too.
Well, again, because you're not eating meat and
Uh-huh.
no fish, there's going to be exceptions. In regards to the fast metabolism, when somebody doesn't eat meat at all, there are exceptions because we still got to get our protein in some type of way. So for somebody that doesn't eat meat or fish, there's most definitely exceptions.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll put the alternative protein options, and then we'll come back with you and then just make sure that we're getting enough protein. But I would recommend, you know, incorporating that protein powder to get enough protein to where you're building muscle and losing fat. So we'll get you situated over the weekend so you can prep your food and you'll be good to go.
I have the uh
Huh?
it's kind of bland. I put a 1 pack of stevia in it because it's really not good. And I put a whole spinach in, and I wasn't sure whether I could use plant-based milk. I was using it with water.
It cut out a little bit. You said you would put what with the stevia?
Plant-based milk, almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, and some spinach.
Yeah, you could do that. That's on the list.
Oh, okay, but I did use some stevia because after I made it, it was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, 100%. I use stevia in my smoothies as well.
Oh,
Definitely.
okay,
Yeah, you can use stevia, 100%.
okay.
Stevia is a natural sweetener. You can use that.
It's only phase two I have problem with because I guess so the Beyond Burger is too processed for that. Okay.
Yes. I wouldn't recommend that Beyond Burger.
All right,
Any,
Rich, go to work.
any more questions, y'all? Twice. All right, y'all. So what I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna save this save this Zoom, post it in Telegram. If you gotta refer back to it, please do. Take the time to understand the program over the weekend. Reach out to us if you need anything. Remember, post your meals, cook over the weekend. We got classes this Saturday, 11 and 12. We got 3 weeks left after this week for 7 weeks of summer. Let's hit it hard, go strong. And that's it, y'all. You know, we appreciate y'all tapping in. It's late Thursday, and y'all have a blessed night and an amazing weekend.
You too.